How's it going, guys? Julian Bradley here from jazztutorial.com. Today I'm going to show you how to write emotional sounding chord progressions, particularly featuring some jazz piano chord voicings. So first of all, the main tool which I use as a composer to create emotion is when I take chords which move up and down by thirds. So if we're in the key of C minor, if I play a series of chords which moves up the keyboard in thirds, so I could go from F minor to A flat major to C minor, we could keep going to E flat major, or we could go down. So moving by thirds is the technique which I use when I want to create an emotional sound. You go from A flat major to C minor, that's going up a third, so A flat to C, or we could go the other way. Now you have to be accurate with which type of third you move up by, and let me just show you the pattern that you use. So say you're on a major chord, let's take a C major chord. Well, you can move up by a major third in this case, because C major has a major third in it, so you wouldn't go to E flat, not for an emotional sound, you would go to E. And then what you do is you switch the chord type. So if you start on a major chord, C major, you go up a third, well, you're then going to switch the chord type to a minor chord, so you play an E minor chord. So really that's the technique. You go up by the type of third that's in the chord, so in this case a major third, and then you switch the chord type from major to minor. Let's take another example. Let's take a C minor chord. Which type of third would we go up if we wanted to go up a third from C minor? In this case, we have a minor third, so in this case we'll go up a minor third, and again we're going to switch the chord type from minor to major, so we'll play E flat major. So this is the pattern we use. It doesn't work if you go from minor chord up a minor third to minor chord. Although that's an interesting sound, it's not an emotional sound. It's more of a Star Wars soundtrack type of sound. And likewise, if we were to go with a major chord and to go up a major third and to keep it a major chord, E major, and go up a major third, again, it's an interesting sound. This is more of a James Bond Goldfinger kind of sound, but that's not really the emotional sound that we're going for here. So every third that you go up, the chord alternates from major to minor or minor to major, and you can keep going up as high as you want to go. So that's what I'm doing with these chord progressions. I'm taking here an F major chord, major 7, going up a major third to A, and playing an A minor chord, so switching the chord type. You can do this for any set of chords. Just play a major or a minor chord. Let's take a D minor chord. Which type of third would we go up? We go up a minor third, because it's a minor chord, it has a minor third. And then we would play an F chord. Which type would it be? Major or minor? Well, we'll switch the chord type from D minor. It's going to be F major. So any major or minor chord you can apply this pattern to. And so far we're just looking at it going up. So we can also apply this pattern going the other way, going down. So if we're on a C minor chord and we want to go down a third, which type of third would we go down? Well, since we're already on a minor chord, we know that we're going to be going down to a major chord, which means we're going to count down a major third from C. Because a major chord has a major third in it. So that way we can figure out that if we want to go down, we're going to go down by a major third to A flat, and we'll play a major chord from A flat. And let's take the final example. If you're on a major chord like C major, you want to go down a third, which type of third would we go down? Well, since we're on a major chord, we're going to be going down to a minor chord. So we know that the minor chord that's a third below will have a minor third in it. So we're going to basically count the other way, count down a minor third, and play an A minor chord. So we'll switch the chord type. So now let's take a look at the chord voicings which I've been using so far in this lesson. The main chord voicing which I want to show you is called the Kenny Barron chord voicing. Let's first of all line it up from C, and we'll play a C minor 11 chord. So it's going to be a stack of fifths in the left hand, C, G and D. Then we'll find the chord's third. This is a minor chord, so it'll be a minor third, and we'll build another stack of fifths up from the minor third. So this is it for a C minor 11 chord, and then we can do the same thing for a major 7 chord. We're just going to take the right hand and build it from the major third instead. So major third of C is E, you build a stack of fifths from E. So these are our 2 chord voicings, one for a major chord, one for a minor chord. And we get the nice colour of the 11th up here, or the sharp 11th for the major 7 chord. Now I know this requires big hands. If you want to play it as a block chord, you'll have to be able to stretch a ninth, but if you can't stretch a ninth, we can still arpeggiate it, and often that's how I play this chord voicing. I'll arpeggiate it. So it's up to you. You can play all sorts of patterns using this chord voicing, and when you combine it with moving in thirds, it really unlocks all sorts of emotional chord progressions. So F minor there, F minor 11. I went up a third to A flat major, now applying this Kenny Barron chord voicing. Went up another third to C minor 11. So if you look at the roots, it's going up in thirds. That's going to create an emotional sound. Create a bit of variation in the top notes. So in a moment we're going to talk about chord voicings, but first if you want to download a series of chord progressions, I've put together some free sheet music to go with this lesson. It's called 23 Sweet Chord Progressions, and these are all featuring a jazz piano style. So if you want to download that sheet music, it's absolutely free, just click on the link below. So there's all sorts of things you can do with this Kenny Barron voicing. You can arpeggiate it, you can arpeggiate to a rhythm. You can saw off this chord voicing, leave off the 11th, just play it like this, or play the 3rd and 7th together. And by the way, Kenny Barron is a famous jazz pianist who uses this voicing in a lot of his compositions and playing. And we're just taking it, we're adding more variations to it. So instead of just playing F major 7 sharp 4 like this, we can actually add a melody on top. going up a third, create a motion, playing A minor this time, and applying this 11th voicing. I went down a third that time, so D, F, A. I'm just using these 3 root notes to create a motion because they're a third apart. And finally, let me show you some modulations or key changes which you can use when you're writing in this style. First of all, if we take this C-7 chord, and all you do is you go up a half step, play a major chord, and you go up basically a major third from that major chord, and that's how you create the emotional sound, because it's going up in a third. And then you can repeat this pattern. We're on F minor, let's go up a half step, let's play a major chord, G flat major, and then go up a major third and switch the chord type to B flat minor. So major switches to minor when you go up a third, and we can just repeat this pattern. Up a half step, F minor, up a half step, B flat minor, up a half step, E flat minor, up a half step, A flat minor, up a half step, C sharp minor, and this pattern actually takes you through all 12 keys. Now I realise I'm using different chord voicings which we haven't looked at yet, and in fact I've put together a free ebook for you which is called the Jazz Piano Chord Voicing Guide, which shows you all of these chord voicings which I'm using. So you can download that for free at the link below. It's an 11-page guide which gives you about 24 jazz piano chord voicings, and those are really going to bring these chord progressions to life. Now let's try applying the Kenny Barron voicing to this modulation. Sounds nice, so let's slow it down. Taking a C minor chord, how are we going to voice it? Stack of fifths, that's right. Find the minor third, E flat, and stack of fifths. So that's our voicing. Like that. Go up a half step, D flat major. We're going to do stack of fifths again. Find the chord's major third this time. F, and do a stack of fifths. It's going to look like this. Going to F minor, switch the chord type because we've gone up a third, stack of fifths, then find the chords, which type of third? That's correct. It's going to be a minor third because this is a minor chord, stack of fifths, then go up a half step, just keep repeating the pattern. Now I know this is a lot of notes, so again you can download the sheet music to my 23 suite chord progressions at the link below. That way you can print it out. I've notated this chord progression and I've notated all of the chord voicings as well. And apart from that, make sure you don't miss out on future videos by subscribing to my channel, hit the bell icon. My name's Julian Bradley. I hope you enjoy the sheet music, I hope you enjoy all of the chord progressions, and I will see you in the next video.